Hello, Ray Phoenix here, and this is Sega Rally Championship on the Game Boy Advance from 2002. This game is very advanced for a Game Boy Advance game, no joke intended. I mean, really, this is basically a port of Sega Rally 2 on the Sega Dreamcast. It's on Game Boy Advance, and by golly, this looks beautiful. I mean, this is really good for an early Game Boy Advance game. It has like a very 3D-ish look to it. It looks like you're actually driving a real car, Mitsubishi Lancer from like, I don't know, the same one that was, looks like the same one that was in Gran Turismo 2 and Sega Rally 2. I think it was even in Gran Turismo 3 as well. It looks exactly the same as it, well, mostly the same as it did on the home console Sega Dreamcast version of Sega Rally 2. It's on the Game Boy Advance, a handheld system. This is a very big deal for 2002. This does look very impressive. I mean, sure, by today's standards, it doesn't look that great. I mean, for system in 2002, you might notice that the visuals look very pixelated and very, well, not pixelated. That's probably because I'm playing this on a computer monitor screen. You're probably watching this on a computer monitor screen, too. This was made to be played on a Game Boy Advance. If you were to shrink the screen size so it looks like you're playing on an actual Game Boy Advance screen, it wouldn't look as pixelated. It would look a lot better on a Game Boy Advance screen. A Game Boy Advance SP, that is, because the original Game Boy Advance didn't have that great of a screen. The Game Boy Advance SP had a far better screen, because that's the one where we had the beautiful LCD screen that was like a flip phone, like a 2000s cell phone. Remember those cell phones in the 2000s? They're like Star Trek communicators. We had to flip them open. And they had those clicky button things you use for calling people with, or sending texts to people. Yeah, I remember those things. I never actually had a cell phone like that. I knew people had cell phones like that, but I never actually had a cell phone like that. I knew a kid once that was out on the playground with a cell phone like that. He flipped it open and he called 911 and he said, "F the police," and then he hung up. 5 minutes later, there were 2 cop cars outside the school. But seriously, don't call 911 unless you have to. Calling 911 for something that's not a serious, life-threatening emergency is illegal, and it could get you arrested and or fined, so just don't do that. I don't promote that at all. It's my word of advice. Don't call 911 unless you have an emergency. This is probably kind of weird. It's like it drives through kind of tunnel thing. It's hard to tell where left or right is or anything like that. And it has that unnecessary, where you see that right there. Go turn left, like medium right. It's an actual voice clip, too. As I said in another one of my videos, voice clips, like those kind of sound clips, take up a lot of space on a cartridge. I bet a good portion of the cartridge for this game was of that guy speaking, that guy saying where to turn and things like that, in case you can't figure out how there's a turn, in case you can't see your screen. Then again, this is back in 2002. That's before the Game Boy Advance SP came out, back when there was still just the original regular Game Boy Advance had a crappy screen. It's hard to see stuff on that screen, so that's why he reads it out to you. So in case you can't see your screen very well, you can still figure out what's going ahead just by listening to sound. But those screens were really bad. I mean, my dad stole mine without my permission. He took it apart and he added a backlit screen into it because he thought it'd make the screen better. It actually made the screen look worse. I don't have my original Game Boy Advance anymore from that I got back in 2002. I actually still use the Game Boy Advance SP though, which came out later, which is a lot better, as I was saying earlier. As I said in a previous video, the Game Boy Advance is the greatest handheld gaming system ever made. It has hundreds of fun games on it. It's really simple. Most of the games are so simple, but yeah, they're very fun. It's a lot better than regular Game Boy, where they were just simply watered-down versions of home console versions of games. It was only really for if you're out on the go. Like for example, Street Fighter. If you have Street Fighter on the Game Boy, I hope you have it on the Sega Genesis or SNES. Whenever you're at home, you play the SNES or Sega Genesis version. The Game Boy version is really for if you're out and on the go and you want to play the game. But that's not the case for Game Boy Advance. These games actually are very good games to play at home, actually. That's where I play my Game Boy Advance a lot of time. A lot of these games actually are very good for that, actually. Like there's some games on Game Boy Advance I actually think are better than their home console counterparts, like Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the video game. The PS2 and Xbox version is not that overly great. The Game Boy Advance version is a completely different game, and it's a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining than the home console version. I'll make a video of that game in the future. And same with the Incredibles video game. The Xbox and PS2 versions and GameCube versions somewhat, but the Game Boy Advance version is very different. It's actually a lot more fun than the console version. Actually, there are a bunch of times where Game Boy Advance versions are actually better than their home console counterparts. Who would have knew? Who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed that a portable version of a game would actually be better than its home console version? Yep, it's official now. Humanity has reached its peak of prosperity when they could make better games on home consoles, when they make better games. Well, originally it was to make better games on home consoles and handhelds, but now they make better handhelds and home consoles. That's the way the industry's going, or at least that's how it's seen back in these days. Yep, I have so many fond memories of playing on the Game Boy Advance. There were a lot of great games I liked on the Game Boy Advance. I also liked playing Sonic Advance on that as well. And the Mario Brothers, well, the Super Mario Brothers Advance, which had the original Mario Brothers on it, and there was one that had Super Mario Bros. 2, the American version. There's another one that had the Super Mario World on it, and Yoshi's Island, and a different one. And then there was a fourth one that had Super Mario Bros. 3 on it, which I never had that one. I liked playing Super Mario World on Game Boy Advance. I really played Super Mario World on Game Boy Advance because, like I said, I never had an SNES when I was a kid growing up. I had a Sega Genesis instead. Same way I could really play Super Mario World is by playing it on the Game Boy Advance, just something I had, which was really good. But this game, the Sega Rally Championship game, this is by no means a fail. This game is pretty awesome. And you can see I came in second place. Congratulations. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.